there will be a new winner, with Chen Ye-sung failing to make the cut. We will waste no time and head right out to the action with some of the protagonists, the true challengers at the top of the leaderboard. A great shot from the fairway down onto the green, lands almost in the exact center. That is nicely done from Park Ji-young, who is very much in the mixer this weekend. Unina, so far it has been a wire-to-wire lead. And has some company for the first time, really, that will push her all weekend long. This is Kim Soo-ji. She is at 10 under par. We have 10 at the moment who have reached double figures beneath par, and any one of the top 15, really, with about a round and a half to go in this competition, are in the hunt. Over 9, Lee So-young for birdie to take her to 11 under. It is a effort from quite a ways away. She is 3 under on the day, currently on pace at the midway mark of her round to level her best performance of the weekend. The aforementioned Uni now 14 under, playing her approach from the rough at the 8th. She will find the green about pin high, say north of 10 meters though, if she wants another birdie on the day. Notice she's playing that from the second cut. Her driver's been the one club in her bag that has not been reliable. She's found 3 birdies in her first 7 holes. So we head to 2-9. Final hole on the mountain course for Jihan Seoul. Slight uphill, left to right action on it, and she's got it. Out with a 33 and within 4 now. Up a pair of positions from where she had started the day. This is 10 and just on the fringe. Little chip to get it started online from Chun Yu-ji. There were moments yesterday where it looked like she was the hottest golfer on course in terms of her play, in terms of her form. And there were moments where holes just completely let her down. In the end, it would be a 70.
멈춰주세요.
And on 8, this is a 13-meter par putt that will start slightly downhill, then climb back up. This is a tough one. Starting back on line, that's a great read. A little bit more behind it, so it will be par. Min Song. One of several players who are at least 3 under today. It's a good front 9 for her. The cushion before this putt is 2. This is a little bit too true. Putting has been one of the highlights of her arsenal thus far through nearly 2.5 rounds. She will settle for par here at the 8th. Some of the highlights from round number 2. Jiang would be a 7 under round from her, a 65. This is slightly longer. In a similar position to pick up another. Just tails away. pretty good. Just needed another half step or two to the left to get that where it needed to be. First time she has birdied the 8th. It was yesterday, par today, and over on 9 she will be for her first birdie of the weekend, as it is just par for Chung Yun-ji. And speaking of 9, the slightest of dog legs to the right, with the water feature off to the right side of the tee blocks. Connected to the very first hole, stretching all the way from the tee blocks to the horizon, the mountains, the city in the distance. Tee shot to the fairway, then it will be slightly up the hill onto the putting surface with the very long bunker to the right. 37 meters wide, 37 meters deep, though not nearly close to a perfect square. And the pin placement today on this Saturday, 5 yards from the right edge and just 17 yards off the back in that big portion of yellow. Another great day in terms of driving distance. She's up 8 yards on average from her season total through 13 events. Having said that, she's been sacrificing a little bit of accuracy to get that slight increase in power. She had missed 8 fairways in regulation yesterday, 4 in round 1. She's just off to the right of the fairway here at 9. From the fairway, short edge up, no, though not quite that short. That's significantly short of the putting surface. Needed a whole extra club on that. Will roll towards the left side of the fairway, but stay in that first cut.
조금만 뒤로 와주세요. 죄송합니다. 네, 조금만 뒤로 물러나 주세요. 네, 감사합니다.
The spectators and staffers clear the way as Jihan Sol is looking to the left side of this green, all the way to the back, 145 meters from the fairway to the pin. Skirting the tree branches on her way over. She comes up well short on that approach. The season-long race for the LF Hazes Point Championship. Jihan Sol currently in 3rd position. She is up a spot through 14 events. She has participated in every single one of them this season. Missed a couple of cuts that are helping to create some of that gap between she and Yuhei Ren and Bung Min Ji in 2nd and 1st respectively. And it is a narrow 73, excuse me, point advantage between she and EA1 for fourth. EA1 is even today. She had an unbelievable second round yesterday to avoid missing her second cut of the season. Able to find 7 birdies in her final 9 holes on Friday. Today, though, she started the round with a bogey on the first, a double bogey on 7. The 3 birdies nullify that. She's playing currently on the 13th. And no G in the field this week either. It's a tough one. Out of the sand and trying to keep it short while also needing to have the right amount of loft to escape the trap. So she will have a putt to try and save par Imi Jung. And yes, Yunina, the leading rookie this season. Minji leading in the money and the points standings. Jiang is back in the top 5 after better performances the past couple of weeks. He's 132 meters back. Brilliantly dropped in. This is a 4-meter par save. It was long out of the bunker. It is short on the way, and it will be a drop shot. Takes her down to 9 under. First bogey of the day. She had 2 yesterday, 2 in round 1. Suji playing 9-iron. No backspin to be had whatsoever. She's rolled all the way to the back of the green. Driver into the rough yet again. She has had plenty of practice and has not been letting it affect her game too much. 112 from the thick stuff. Pretty well center. She too is going to keep on rolling. She does stay on the green. Group 21, we will check in on Group 15, playing on number 12. You can see 3 different bunkers defending this pin. $80 meters on the nose. Should be sand wedge. Also 3 meters uphill with the wind not really a factor here. That's a nice touch. Zip a little bit to the right as she lands, but not move a whole lot more from where it arrived on the green. She should fancy her chances to find a bird. I don't know that Jihan So will fancy hers from 15.5 meters. Back up she goes, starts at left. Looks like it wants to stay there, starts to tail in. again, that bunker claims another victim. ENG coming up well short. They're put there for a reason. They're not just nice to look at. They are a true challenge. Never really doubt that Kim Soo-ji was going to go for a wedge here. It's set up pretty well. Contact should get her real close.
Go.
Here should go. Probably needed to reach back. More of a three-quarter swing than the half that she had. Better here to be a little bit short of the hole so you're not dealing with the downhill. Somewhere there's a happy medium that exists though. We saw Imi Jung get this long. Kept her away from a par. Not the case here. Brilliant exit. Now for the second consecutive hole. There's a bit of a daunting putt before her. There's that number, 1.63 putts per hole on average. Comes up about 40 centimeters shy. Slightly below a birdie every 2 holes, but not by much. Back pars to finish off this front 9, a 3 birdie in 4 stretch. And the lead that she will be taking at the turn will still be something of a comfortable one unless Young has a birdie before she exits 18, or excuse me, before she exits 9. This is an important attempt to save par. It's certainly not an easy one. Should be a bit right to left to start it. Those are the most frustrating ones that are hanging over the edge of the cup, and it is a bogey. She starts the front 9 and ends it. Both with a square on the scorecard. Is able to be 36 at the turn. There have been some birdie putts made from this group in the first half of their rounds. Yunina and Bak Jiang for a while trading them left, right, and center. Getting it done on the approaches as well. You're playing with the confidence that she has anything inside of 5 meters you feel is a realistic opportunity. This is about that yardage out. Would narrow the deficit to 1. Too much speed, it carries downhill over the left side and stays out. Song on 11. Uphill effort for her as well. And the birdie well is beginning to run dry. Started with an absolutely torrid pace. Looked like she was going to be 4 or 5 under at the turn, but things have cooled off. Back Young off the flag stick and in. Her birdie's at 3 and 5, pars the rest of the way as she is out with a 34. And 11 under through 11. Good save after recovering from the sand, coming up short on that approach. She is in sole possession of third at 11 under with a gap 3. 9 under is a very popular score today, all 5 back. Nearly 10 players at that mark, including Kim Soo-ji in that featured group following the bogey at 9. Quick break, then right back to Lakewood Country Club. Our coverage of Moving Day. Round 3 of the EVERCOLLAGEN Queen's Crown continues. The second half of the round begins now for our featured group. Park Ji-young first to tee off and on a frozen rope right down to the middle of the fairway. Only one birdie today at 10 so far. It has been one you have really needed to work for. Course of the tournament thus far for Unina. History at this 10th hole has been all pars. Hasn't missed a single green in regulation, despite only finding the fairway once with her driver. When she's missing, she's not missing by much, but that will be another technical miss in the FIR column. That was the finest of margins. That looked destined for the sand, and in the end, ENG ends up with a pretty remarkable shot. Look how close that comes to not only coming up short of the green, but getting buried in a treacherous sand trap. That is an exhale of relief. And that is the opposite approach. This one. Keep the sand in the rough completely out of play. If you do that, as was just displayed by Hamin Sung, you're going to likely end up outside of the birdie range. Gotta walk that line tight. You can see the scorecard for Yuhei Ran, that 37 on the way out, but 2 birdies in the first 5 holes. She loves holes 10 through 18 here. From 69 meters and the rough. Sounds clean. We'll get up and roll back towards the midline. Not a bad shot from Lee So-young from the rough. So the first hole of 9 for Unina. She starts this forest course with a 2-stroke advantage over her group mate. Jung Yoon-ji might be joining Park Ji-young at that 12 under mark after the great tee shot at 12. Another very nice day here at the country club. 25 degrees, it feels like. We've had 7 millimeters of rain, especially in the morning. It's softened up the greens especially. And broken skies still just past 2:30 p.m. local time. There is 800 million won up for grabs in the purse this week. 144 of that set aside for the winner, which is around 110,000 American dollars. In euros, 93,000 British pounds. One more look at the LFAZ's point standings. Focused on the top 4 the last time we showed you it. Recapping 5 through 8. Pak Ji-young swapping spots with Lee Ga-young. There is a 330 point differential between those two, down in 5th and 6th. Then it is ENG, who is at 7th for the 2nd consecutive week, and Kim Soo-ji, who climbed up to 9th. Kwon So-yeon dropping a pair of spots to 10th, and Song Ga-eun just outside of that top 8 of 4 spots, though she is 235 back of Kim Soo-ji. Ball flight there. Land in the first third and roll about 6 more meters further forward. Would have been off to the right anyways, but not quite the power on it. Tap in for a par for Lee So-young at number 11. Out of the rough over the trees, and we'll get all the way to the back. Unfortunately for her, it will roll to the top of the fringe. Looking like 3 pars from 3 for Uni now, leaving the door open for the closing peloton. The sand and not free. Hits the lip and shoots right back, even catches her at the top of her lead foot. She's not had much luck with these sand traps. Second time she's able to get out cleanly. Just a bit of a short circuit in the brain, and oh no. Thought she was just going to get up, but it'll be a 3rd consecutive shot from the sand. This was the first effort. Watch that, our right foot, her left. Off the lip, comes right back and lands on the sand and hits her right in the toe. These professionals make this sport looks so easy sometimes until Golf wants to remind everyone just how difficult it is. So it looks like a definite bogey. She'll be hoping it's not much more than that. As Uni now tries to set up her par. She crushed that thing. Okay, so that is clearly not the primary objective, and I think she'll be on for her first bogey of the day now. Not sure if she caught that a little bit thin. And look at this. Third birdie of the day, the second of the back nine to move bogey up one more spot on the leaderboard. Now Kim Soo-ji from the French. Yeah, pretty good left to right. Good back, and she too is going to carry well beyond. Bunker. This would be the par putt. She now had that first mistake. That's not going to help the cause. It's about 12 yards away still. So all of a sudden it looks like a double bogey. Got a chance, would have been there with a little bit more. Park Ji-young right on line, but it will be a two-putt par. Well, both she and the young patron watching from under the shade of the tree thought that that one was going to go. So the bogey effort does come up short. It will be 2 dropped shots. This has not been a fun stretch for her. 11 through 13, undoing the 3 birdies she put together on the front 9. Well, it is 4.2. 2/3 of the time, this putt from this area of the green, this distance, doesn't go down. Avoids the bogey despite some trouble at 10. She lets the adversity roll right off her back. She's been handling it oh so well from day one, and quite frankly all season long, it should be said. Slightest right to left. That is the read Kim Soo-ji has of this 2.5 meter putt. There. Even for the day still, and her back half of the round is underway with a nice putt. Tee shot that finds pretty well the center of the green. Uninan narrowly avoids moving within one shot between Yoonji and Park Ji-young. 3 under, 5 under, 2 under, and Na Hee-yeon. Shout out to that round. 6 under in progress as she is currently on the 18th hole, leading those in the tie at 10 under par. Let's see if she can help herself out some. Trying to grab the bag as she gets set. Looks better, it sounds great, but most of them have, to be fair. And I think she might just have enough to stay in the fairway. Trying to cool off as well. Is that the... Hopefully that's just for temperature, not for some kind of a tight muscle or joint. It's about 5 revolutions shy. Consecutive pars for Lee So-young.
Shot.
No doubt about the lie after that tee shot.
자, 플레이하겠습니다. 카메라랑 이동 멈춰주세요.
Future group is away. Let's trio had teed off at noon exactly today. The final threesome to begin at hole number 1. Swinging pendulum for Chung Yun-ji is back again, this time on the drop shot end of the spectrum. Her first bogey of the day as she misses a putt she can usually make in her sleep. A short one, but one she needs to have. Otherwise, Isujin 3 would be dropping a spot, just as we saw from Chung Yun-ji. Really good 3-hole stretch there, about the midway mark of her opening 9. Still in search of the first birdie since the 7th, which had been her 4th and 5 holes. Advancing down. From the fairway and setting up the approach shot. See how the rest of the group there fare in a moment, but first, Jung now on the quest to try and make up for the double bogey at the last. It's a good start.
플레이하고 이동해 주세요.
Take it back. I thought that she had just kept inside the fairway, but it will go down as another miss, unfortunately. Shouldn't alter this all too much. She definitely knows she can reach into. We saw her go along a couple of times yesterday. Does she pick this out cleanly, though? As she's gone over the back of the green. So in 2 shots, she has covered over half a kilometer. And now will be playing out of the rough, trying to set up a birdie. She's something else, this rookie. We haven't seen someone come in and shake up the tour and the game in this country, quite frankly, for a while. She's been excellent. The leading rookie leads the field. We're near the end of the first hour of our coverage of round number 3 here at Lakewood. This is the second playing of the EVERCOLLAGEN Queen's Crown live from Lakewood Country Club. Last year's winner, Chun Ye-sung, failing to make the cut. So the crown, the mace, is up for grabs, and right now it is Unina who is in the prime position to be taking that title. It was 19 under the score last year that was met by both Chun Ye-sung and Ho Da-bin, resulting in a one-hole playoff for the title. And if Unina can find a birdie or two on the way in, then maybe she'll have not only the title, but Nuko's record as well. This is Kim Soo-ji's approach. I've seen a few players already have some trouble with this green and all the bunkers around it. And it's off the flag, and that's going to get a nice rollback too. Unorthodox, but more than effective. Speaking of Jung Min-ji, here she is at 14. Doesn't like it. That would be why. Not even going to get up the rise. Young. Okay, does one better. Not even fair sometimes. What a brilliant, brilliant stroke that is. We'll go ahead and say shot of the day. Unless we get a hole in one, shot of the day. Listen, she asked it to sit. I think was happy to oblige. Unina's just waiting for her group mates to get up. Park Ji-young will be able to tap in for her birdie. Unina will have at least one more stroke, but more than likely two, while she will be joining her in that birdie column. Meantime to 13. 145 meters from the fairway down to the green. 92% greens in regulation thus far for Jan Sol. Look at that. I just called for a shot of the day and we almost had an eagle. Sometimes there's just nothing more you can do. The ball will have a mind of its own. Yep. She gestures. It goes in, loops, and pops right back out. Well, she'll be picking one up. But that would have taken her to two back of Unina. And this ball is pretty buried. Okay, it's got a chance. If only every shot was like that on the way back from commercial. Gets herself awfully close, but it's going to need a second putt. G. The first two, no! That was inside of 4 feet. Oh, what an opportunity that's gone by the wayside. Still stuck at even. She can't believe it. I can't believe it. Well, that one she's not going to let pass her by. 4 birdies now on the day, up to 15 under par. Park Ji-young will be joining her in the birdie column, unless there is a miss, but I mean, this is even closer than Kim Soo-ji's was. There it is, so 1 at 15 under, and 1 at 13 under. 7 holes to play, the spread is still 2. We take a look at hole number 12, where they are headed. It is a short par 3, 148 meters. The highest starting elevation of any other hole on the golf course. "41 birdies today, 214 pars. So that's for the weekend, of course, with quick sum. And there are 2 main stages of this green. Third, if you count the rise just over the pin, and you can see the comparisons where the pin was in round 1, where it was in round 2. The very front, middle left, and then today, front right. The 8-iron, that is the club of choice for Yuni now. Man in the stick. Teeing off next, she has parred this both Thursday and Friday. And not only does she not have a birdie, her only bogey of the entire tournament came here yesterday. Also 8-iron. 5th best player on tour with these par 3s so far this season. About 6 meters, should be left to right, slightly back up the hill towards the pin. Kim Soo-ji also had bogeyed here yesterday. Back to 12 in a moment, but first over to 15. Fairway wood on the second shot. 211 meters remaining after a 242 meter drive. Needs to be at the back. Would you believe she's back in the sand? Into Park one of the threesome to stay on the green after 2 shots. Will be par for Kimisuji. Jung into the sand and over the green altogether into the rough. Next to try for birdie. So she's got this. Gets the flag in there. Otherwise it's bouncing over. It is birdie. Back to back now and within 1. This will be an all-out sprint to the finish line in round number 3 with each of the top 2 on the leaderboard pushing each other and in a very good position to make the most of missed opportunities. A bit of an awkward one, shooting down out of the rough, but Pacquiao displaying some really nice touch, almost was able to pull out.
또 형 일하고 있다고 찍어줄게.
Yanina just saw the challenge issued to her. First time we've seen the protagonist top 2 leaderboard this weekend. Don't know that we're quite there to say definitively that they're running away with it, but they're on track to do so. Trying to match her groupmate's birdie. Had a pretty good understanding that that was offline as soon as she struck it. So the gap is shrunk each and every hole, and now it is very, very juicy heading to the 12th or 13th tee, excuse me. Just one separating them. The 3-stroke cushion they built. Trying to stay in that pack. Gonna tie for 3rd. Yes, she's got the birdie. It's now 3 in a row. 8 on the day, 2 bogeys. She is 6 under with just 1 hole to play. At long last, Amy Jung has finally found herself on the green. Has been getting up to the dance floor that has been the problem. She's been putting very well. It's the greens in regulation though today that are letting her down. The 13th, 380 meters, the distance on this par 4. First sand trap meets you about the play range off the tee, the water off to the right, and then the very, very long set of sand around this green. 2 pot bunkers as well to the left side. And the pin is basically parallel with the end of that top left bunker. There you can draw a horizontal line about 7 meters, and that's where you would find the flag. Officially 20 yards off the front, slightly closer to the front of the green than the back of it. After her birdie, Young has the honor of teeing off first. She's going to take a pretty good bounce and come close to the sand, but stops just shy of meeting it.
소리 안 나게 해주세요. 부탁드립니다.
A little more hot under the collar now, Unina. Steadily watching that lead shrink. Is a 14.8 meter putt for birdie from Chihan Sol. Starts to tail back in. Set up and ready for a short par.
좋아. 빨리. 야, 가자. 됐어.
Nice and tight, too thin. Nicely on. Same luck to be had. Bounces twice and rolling all the way off. Shut out from ENG. This is online if it's got the speed, but unfortunately it does not. So that comes up just shy. Season-long race for the 2-round LF Hazzies Point Championship at the end of the season. The top 8, the leaderboard we consistently show you, those are the automatic qualifiers. From there will be 2 invited players. If the defending champion is not already inside of that top 8, then they will be one of the guaranteed 2 invitees. Otherwise, they can pick another player to fill that spot. Players given a head start based on their rankings in that leaderboard. 3 under par for the leader, that is currently Pugman G. Second and third will get 2 strokes given to them to start the tournament. 4 through 6 get 1. 7 through 10 will start at even par like normal. points for your score on the holes, your final position at the end of a tournament. Also rewarded for being consistently inside the top 10, losing points for missing the cut. And all into one algorithm that spits out that leaderboard that's updated weekly. Slight mishit, and usually I'd say that would be enough to feel comfortable about a par, but based on the way that putter's been hot and cold, never really know. That's going to start back online from the fringe. It's in the hole. I don't think she knew it was there until she started walking towards the green. And now So-Yeon Jung can celebrate. Those are the trickiest ones when you lose it with a hill guarding the putting surface. And can you believe that?
끝내야겠습니다.
That has to be
이동
shot
멈춰주세요.
although we came close to a couple at 12. 11. Eight iron from just before the sand off the left of the fairway. 23 meters at the apex. Bit of a cut towards the right, up onto the top step. Slimmest of margins. That putt stays out from having so. Trouble off the tee this time led to the sands. She played a shot that ended up there from the fairway. You wouldn't be surprised, but she does that out of the hazard. That's just how good she's been. This is the best walk in the world if you're a golfer. From the fairway, don't need the putter, just reach down and go, yep, make sure it's there. And that's not an insignificant play either, as that takes her to 11 under par for the first time, having parred out all the way until that hole in 2. Birdie up to -9. Sujin 3. Puts together another run of 3 birdies. She might have a say about the final groups tomorrow, but 2 bogeys starting off this back 9 won't make that chase a whole lot easier. This time she makes it work with the flat stick. 12 under. 6th birdie of the day. 3 holes to play. 3 off the pace. Birdie nevertheless. Finally at that 10 under mark again for Hamin Song. Well, the blue skies starting to reveal themselves from above this Lakewood Country Club, the wood course. The EVERCOLLAGEN zone, the social contribution zone, that is thus far donated 4.5 million won. Every time the tee shots at 16 land inside that big white target in the fairway, another donation is added to that total.
자.
0 for 1 off the tee at 16 in terms of the target, though it is pretty much right on the edge.
야.
Well, that time it's online, but just shy. So the blue miss again. Back to 13. Gino looking for back-to-back birdies, but this one is severely underhit. Slightly pushed off the tip of the putter. A short tap in, and Bokyam has her birdie run broken at 3. It will just be a par. Only a couple of holes still to go in her 3rd round. After the lead narrowed, the player who had narrowed it is facing a par, so now she can restore that cushion. 33% of every hole she has played, she has one putted. That is a almost unfathomable stat. I think she can add another. Absolutely dialed in. 5th birdie through 13 holes. She's up to 16, and with a round and a quarter still to go, she's only 3 back of the course record, the tournament record, excuse me.
잘 플레이할게요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Needs this par to now keep herself within 2. She's got it. So the leaderboard looks almost exactly like it did about 20 minutes ago, though with inflated numbers now. Is 500,000 per round, 11 times in round 2. Somebody was able to land inside the target zone once in round 1. It's actually 10 million one that we are up to now at 16. That is half of the cap EVERCOLLAGEN is committed to donating. Just in behind it, Chung Yoon-ji, again, she is flirting with danger. Narrowly stays on the green, but with the slope in the backspin, she is heading back to the front third. Holes to go in round number 3. Blink and you'll miss it. And this one happens to find the fairway. Just the second time today. It's a technicality at this point. Her feet are inside the target zone. Look how close she is. I mean, so. She's really taking her time on this one. You can see the wind is almost completely still. Lofted approach on. She is about pin high. That is not going to be a very fun line to try and pick out, as that will be downhill immediately. after being even in round number 1, she is also able to send that nicely down into the fairway. This is on 18, Bakpo Mi. She have one more birdie in what has been an unbelievable day. Fortunately, not quite. Won't be able to see 12 under.
시킨 대로 할 거 아니에요.
Now Chung Yoon-ji back up the hill for Bird. 14 meters to make up. Decent read, slightly less than what was required though in terms of speed. Well, a great round. Up 16 spots from where she started the day. And 8 birdies altogether. Bogeys at 3 and 9. She is currently in a tie for 14th position. The green at 16, Hamin Song, that is moving right and staying right. Starting to run away with this. Yunina, Park Ji-young. Chung Yoon-ji unable to convert on a bird at 16. She's 4 back. Park Bo-mi in the clubhouse now, as is Na-yeon. Hamin Song on 15, or through 15, excuse me. Lee So-young through 14. Oh Ji-hyun playing the front 9 on her way in is on the 4th page of the leaderboard, but starting to get a pretty clear picture of who this tournament is going to boil down to. Those two, Yunina, Park Ji-young, leading the way at the EVERCOLLAGEN Queen's Crown. time thus far on 14. 247 meters the drive. It's Uni now. Slightly further back. 34. 8 iron up. She went for 7 with how much extra carry that took. G. On the right side of the fairway, she is going to have the opposite problem, not enough carry to get up.
왼쪽으로 가면 같이 쳐야 돼. 이게 안전하고.
Up on the step. Still some work to do for Birdie, though. Feels like 3 pars coming up on 14. Go ahead to the 17th. Green hit rate. So 27. Statistical nugget brought to you by Team Callaway. Set up above the hole. But for Birdie, will be her next shot. Meters. You can see everyone is respecting that sand trap to the left. Suji the first to try for Birdie. This has a chance. Not quite. We've seen some magic out of Pak Ji-young at 14 this week already. The first call from Jack's camp was whoa. I think roll might have been more appropriate. to 16 with So Young. Lands with a thud and will come back slightly to the middle. Pushed. That'll work out quite well indeed for Jian-Sol. Jiang, despite being well short on the first putt, she is able to get it there for her par. She has her par. 4 holes to play. 20 under, not out of the question. If she can birdie her way in. Close but no cigar. That's one she's going to be pondering for a little while yet. So it's a 69 to finish the day, just one back of 10 under par. Not a bad day out there though for Yum. Last chances for birdies. ENG, who has been putting exquisitely. Almost had another birdie.
간판 쪽으로 치면 돼.
This time it is left side of the fairway. Those tee shots gone by cost her much if any strokes.
봐라.
It's uncertain how this one is going to play out. When she realizes she's easily in the fairway and rolling on down further, she'll have a much more enthusiastic reaction. Despite trying to will it to go back left, it does hang outside. It's now 9 consecutive pars since her last birdie early in her round. Oh, shocker that one was. '71 with the day that saw more trips to the sand and more mistakes than we have grown to expect from Amy Jung. Off the front page as it stands. In the home stretch here, Uni Napak Jiang on 15. Say half of the players in the first 2 pages of the leaderboards are already in the clubhouse. The question is now, how much cushion will they have when they tee off tomorrow morning in the battle for the championship at the EQC? sides. Jim trying to reach over the sign, over the water. She gets it there in two. Don't count out the eagle possibility. It's another nice effort. Couldn't believe the miss with putter at the last. Makes up for it with a pretty good approach. Trying to absolutely crush this iron from the rough onto the green. She is going to clear it into again, this time with iron. Out of that, though, she will have a tricky shot from friend. There's not a whole lot of leeway to try and slow that down. It's going to need to be perfectly executed. Again, from the rough, with iron, over the water, once on the green, and rolling off. That is how much of a power hitter she is. That's how it's done. She will probably be as frustrated herself as her supporters watching her, where some of the shots she makes that seem impossible, and the ones that you would expect would go in every single time. Another example of the former category. And more from the par 3 17th. That's a lovely approach, or lovely tee shot, excuse me. It's a fun group, that one. I am very curious how this will play out. You can see she's trying to pick out her landing spot about a yard and a half over the fringe. Despite that being the rough, it's perched up pretty well. Looks like 58 degree, just a little lift up onto the first bit of green, let it roll. That's nicely played. Easy birdie in store for her. She'll waste no time in finishing out. Birdie par, birdie par, birdie. That's gonna get there. Great putt. That means Song, what a way to finish. Second birdie since the 15th. Out with a 33, in with a 35. A 4-under day. She sits at 11 under par heading into Sunday. Jiyoung for eagle. It's not going to get there. It's going to be slightly to the inside, but she'll be able to at least keep up with Unina, assuming she can convert on a very short birdie. It's another one. Fantastic. Finishes with a 66, her best round of the tournament. 13 under is a very good score. Sole possession of third. That might just be safe. It's 15 under now for Park Ji-young. Jian Sol on 18 as well. A birdie would take her into sole possession of fourth. So Yeon Jung is only 2 under today through 16. She's 3 back of Park Ji-young, 6 back of the lead. Some right to left action on that from Jian Sol. Will not be a birdie at the last. Tap in par. So she will head to 18 with one last opportunity to pick up.
들어가겠습니다.
Jiang's teeing off with driver. First cut after the fairway to the left, and the feature group is on the march. Finally, a birdie at 17 at long last. Lee So-young has been becoming a bit frustrated with the lack of success she's been able to find despite some good play leading up to the green. Finally breaks that drought. Going through the leaderboard now. Currently 5 players tied at 11 under, 3 at 10, another 6 at 9 under. Highest score of the day, Lee Ga-kyung, who is a 77, to be the only player over par. Unina and Park Ji-young will be playing their next from the 16th, and some serenity as we wait for them to arrive at their balls. Short pitching wedge. Pak Ji-young, the first to approach on 16. That skyrockets from about 3 yards deeper than the pin, all the way off the back, past the fringe, even and into the rough. Shot from Chi-Han Sol. Look through the viewfinder to try and figure out where that has come to a stop. Stops on a dime. Uni, nah, that was lovely. Centimeters separating those two until they have the same brainwave in terms of how they want to attack. Be more impressive with that one. Finishes at line as well. Just gets stuck in the rough, narrowly off the fairway, but pretty much an exact same yardage off the tee. As we go to 17, So Yeon-jung is a 7-iron. Her eagle remains the shot of the day. Got a pretty good carry. Should be liking her odds to find a birdie after that. That eagle at 14 is still the only hole that she has done anything other than par. Likely until now. Wilson work back up at 16 from the border of the fringe and the rough. Where this ball lands will dictate how close she can get. It is a bit uphill. She lands it in a pretty good spot. Touch earlier might have taken some of that speed down. Sliver over 100 meters. Pick up some speed as it darts down the right side of the green. Unina, it was a fantastic approach. 40% one putt success rate now. Can she add another and get to 18 under par? Yes! It is all but impossible to slow her down with how dialed in she has been from the hop, from the very beginning of this tournament. It's 97 meters out, free so young. Look at that, off the fringe! Back of the cup and it pops back out. Oh, wow. And what more can you do? You're talking fractions of a centimeter more to the left to get it to stop against the flag. The only other way. Slightly less dramatic, but still on for Jianso. And another. She can celebrate the first birdie of the day. Took her 17 holes, but she got there. It's a good save at 16. Through no fault of her own. She has the deficit extended as we look at every resulting tee shot. Round one, round two, the pin placements getting progressively deeper in the green today, middle left. Haven't seen anybody go into the sand on the left side. That's how much respect they're showing. Not one you want to mess around with. First up is a nice shot. That would test her putting prowess, even someone who has been as strong as she has. Done 2 hole-in-ones, only one though. At this 17th. Journey 1 and Park So-yeon had one at number 12, the par 3. 7-iron for Park Ji-young. She is 94% of her greens. This one looks slightly to the right. Maybe the telemetry playing a bit of a trick on us. That's a nice shot. Should set up a bird. Sun-yeon from the fringe. This has a chance. Bounces. Might have even just nicked the flag. Well, considering where she started that putt, had that gone in, that would have been sheer excellence. She ends sole now. One swing can take her to 12 under. Left to right on its way, but she blows past. He's so young for birdie. Little left to right. That's right. Exploding off the face of the putter and always offline. So more and more groups coming through 18. Our featured group is on the penultimate green. So in Jung's group, the only other one out on course still, including Chegarem, are playing their 18th. Just about time to wrap things up on moving day, and we have seen a fair bit of moving, especially at the top of the leaderboard. Those leads continue to get stretched. The scores keep getting lower and lower. This is the EQC near the end from Lakewood. getting in some practice for crunch time tomorrow as she chases down one of the most dominant victories we've seen this year, and we've seen some pretty good wire-to-wires already. Should give that a really good go. It's likely as tricky a putt as you'll see. Basically desperately hoping to stay on the crest all the way down. There's very little room to be misaligned. So it's a par at 17. She will head to the 18th and near cruise control. Speaking of 18, So Yeon-jung, after her birdie, finds herself on the beach, 9-iron, 122 meters out. It's a dangerous one, this, with the water and the sand, and So Yeon-jung elects to take the conservative approach. Doors open for her again to bring the deficit to 2. Oh, it's started. It began to roll over to the point where it would have to fall, and it sat back and forces the slightest of par putts. So the spread is still 3. Second event of the season, the Mediheal Hangul Boat Championship that Park Ji-young was able to win with an 18 under. That is what Unina is currently at. Difference is this is a 3-round score compared to taking 4 rounds for Park Ji-young to amass that total. And the rookie from a tie for 55th last week, the Table House D Open, following her first 2 podiums of her career. First, the BC Card Hangyoung Ladies Cup, followed up the next week at the McCall Mona Park Open with SBS Golf. She's poised for at least another podium finish, but if she plays half as well as she has today, this should be her maiden victory. 7 under today. Looking up and down the leaderboard, you would have to look pretty hard to find anyone who can compare to that. A 65 would equal what she did in round 1. It's the same score that Park Ji-young had yesterday. But to be there twice in a span of 3 rounds is quite impressive. She has seemingly mastered this Lakewood Country Club. number 54 of the tournament for this 21st and final group on the day this Saturday. Young you know you're bombing it off the tee when you are clubbing down. You don't want to risk going beyond the fairway. Also probably forces into a bit more control. It's a very narrow stretch there. Had she gone for driver, might just bring the sand in play. Just watch that twist. That's where all the power comes. All in one perfect motion.
너무 흔들리지 않나?
Hybrid as well for Pak Jiang. She has another bogey-free round in progress. It would be .46 consecutive holes since her one and only bogey this tournament, which was at number 8 in the first round. Down to the green, the first putt eats up most of the remaining distance. Soyeon Jung from a step off the fringe. Had it there with the weight. Just took off to the right and stayed away. Just cleaning up the path. Wasn't downhill, there wasn't so much movement. You would say this is one you would almost always have, but that's showing just how difficult it is as Chegaram is a little discouraged in watching that not drop for Bird. She only had 3 of them on the day, a bogey at the 11th. And in relative terms, it is a bit of a quiet one. Finishes at 9 under, down 5 spots from where she started the day. Finish from No Seung-hee, who birdied the second. All pars other than that, she too finishes in that 7-way tie for 11th. Soyeon Jung, 3 strokes clear. This for her second best round of the tournament of a 69. So she will start the round tomorrow in the second to last group in sole possession of 4th. But it is at the moment 7 back of Unina. Her eagle at 14 again. What a shot that was from 157 yards out in the fairway. Down and in. longer than some of the par threes that shot from the fairway that she connects on. And the yardages are nearly identical. I haven't played with hybrids. 214, 213. Now the iron. Over the sand, over the water. She's going for it. She's going for it! Wow! It looked good, it sounded good, and as that was taking its flight over the water, you thought, this might have a chance. That straightens up and bounces once, twice, thrice, and then off the stick. No eagle to be had, but okay. That would have made it super interesting, especially had that fallen and Uni now parred. So 118 and a pitching wedge. Looks pretty good too. Difference is it has a lot more carry on it, and she would have the best putt of her round if she would get that to hole out. So Bak Ji-young, after that approach, a birdie takes her to 16 under and a 2-shot difference. And it would have indeed only been one. She would have finished with a 65 as well, again in back-to-back days, had that gone down for her. For the final time on this Saturday, putts to wrap up. First from Kim Soo-ji, it is 10.1 meters up the hill, into the wind, towards the water, and the long bunker to the left. Struck with the pace it needed. Comes awfully close. And it's a pretty tall task to be grouped with players who are as completely dialed in as her group mates have been today. Especially when they're not falling for you. You're wondering, what am I doing wrong? What's not working here? Kim Soo-ji, it'll be an even par day. Yunina, this birdie would be 8 under, 64 if she can get it there. Fractionally inside of 10 meters, almost an identical distance, only 47 centimeters closer than Kim Soo-ji. It's moving right, coming back online, stops up. Wow, even when she misses in impressive fashion this week. So another 65, 7 under, 18 under par through 3 of her 4 rounds. And now this moment for Park Ji-young. Birdie for momentum, birdie for confidence, and birdie for a realistic shot at the win tomorrow. This would take her within 2, and the start will be important tomorrow. Put the pressure right back on Kim Soo-ji. They'll be joined in that final group by Chung Yoon-ji. So Yeon Jung will head up the 19th group tomorrow. And 2 of Chien So, Lee So Young, and Tam Yin Sung will be joining them there. Actually, Pak Bo-mi should be in it. She was 6 under today. Maybe right to left. This is pretty straightforward. She's got her birdie. Another bogey-free round. That is 36 holes consecutive, plus 10 more. So 46 when you add them all up without a bogey. A whole lot of pars in that stretch. It is 200 strokes exactly through 3, and those 2 tomorrow will be in for quite the battle for the second crowning here at Lakewood. Kim Soo-ji now. It's taken her 3 rounds to get to 9 under. She's doubled up by Yunina, currently in a tie for 11th and trying to avoid dropping down to a tie for 18th. That's how packed the peloton is. This time she has her par. So a 72. It's her highest round of the weekend thus far. Bogeys at 1, 9, 17. Birdies at 2, 7, and 15. For Yunina, birdies at 4, 6, 7, 11, 13, 15, and 16. Park Ji-young, it was 3, 5, 11, 12, 15, and 18. We'll see many of those right now. Our third round highlights. We will begin on the 3rd. And it was very early returns that the putter was going to cooperate today. Yunina had parred the first 3. Her first birdie would come here at number 4. Left to right as it pushes back on line and in. She Really nice run from 4 through 7. On the 5th, Unina, though, would be settling for par. Park Ji-young would pick up the birdie slack. 4.2 downhill. And on the money. Be quite a run she'd have. No birdies for 5 holes after that. Can't say the same for Unina. She'd go back-to-back, beginning with this one on the par 4. On 7. Her final birdie on the front 9 after a brilliant approach. And then another little left to right that she navigates well. Kim Soo-ji would also birdie this hole for her 2nd of the day. We'll fast forward now though to 11. 5 holes as mentioned for Park Ji-young, and then she has that brilliant approach. Bounces once just over the fringe, stays nice and close. Unina, meanwhile, after driving over the green on the par 5, nearly has an eagle. So those two would each tap in at 11, then on 12. Right to left, and then straightens out just in time, rebounding off the yellow flag stick and dropping in. Back to back, she would go 2 holes in a row without the birds. But first on 14, there was this magic for So-yeon Jung. Couple of aces, but this, the shot of the day. On the green, back to the fringe, up the hill, and then dropping down perfectly. She didn't know she made it until she heard the gallery behind the green erupt. Finally getting under par after having 13 consecutive pars. Now on 15. Another 14, excuse me. And to 16. This is a sand wedge from dead on. Rolls back, stops up very well. Down the hill again. The action to the left. And a tip of the cap, her final birdie of the day. Final birdie of the day belonged to Park Ji-young at 18, though it almost was, by the slimmest of margins, an eagle. And some shades of So-yeon Jung there from the fringe and down. Would roll about 4 meters after making contact with the flag. And she would roll it in to finish the round with a 66. Those two, they are the pole sitters heading into Sunday, and Unina is inspiring some young fans. The next generation of Uninas out there. That might prove to be a regal handshake in less than 24 hours' time. We will know who will be the victor. She is the favorite. She is the clubhouse leader after 54 holes, the second round of 65 of her tournament to give her a 2-stroke advantage. 5 strokes between she and Chung Yoon-ji in third at 13 under, 66. Nice round for her. 66 as well for Pak Bo-mi, who is leading those who are in the tie for 11th position. Na-yeon and Lee Soo-jin, 3, both tied at 10 under pars, a 66 for the former there as well. 67 for An Ji-yeon. 69, Jae-reem. Lee So-mi with a 68 today. Oh Ji-hyun a 67. Lee Seung-yeon and Lee Mi-jung both with some struggles. 69 a bit lower. Im Ji-ni, a previous winner on this tour. Hong Jung-mi 6 under. There are lots of those. Hong Jung-min 6 under as well. 3 under round for Kim So-yi. She's in a tie for 40th. Jung Se-bin at 5 under, then Park Yang-kyung an even par round. This is where we start to see a few 1-over scores. And right back up to page number 1. It should come down to Unina Park Ji-young. It'll be very interesting to see the starts of their round, and when we come on the air, if that gap has closed or if it has widened some more as Unina looks for the first win in her senior KLPGA career. That's going to do it for us on this Saturday. On behalf of our entire SBS Golf crew, I've been Adam Jenkins, signing off from my Toronto, Ontario, Canada studios. A big thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow 1 hour earlier than we started today, 2 hours earlier than the first two rounds. That is 1 p.m. local time from Yangjushi. Until then, take good care. We will talk to you real soon as we crown a champion tomorrow. The EVERCOLLAGEN Queen's Crown 2022, event 15 of 34 this season on the LPGA Tour of Korea. So long.